So we are 1 month in to taking testosterone and being on it. What has been happening? Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's set you down. It's early in the morning. We're literally leaving for a festival like tomorrow. So there's a lot going on. We have recognized the octaves in our voice, which is hard because we have parts. So this whole journey is very different from other people. I can't say everybody, but because we have personalities, altered states in here. So what can be easy for a lot of people to kind of keep track of and document certain things, it's hard for our parts to be able to do that. So hopefully documenting, I think it's been 1 month. Yeah. Or it's 3 going into 4 weeks. Maybe it's 3 weeks going into 4 weeks. I don't know. I've already lost track of the time. We lose track of time to begin with. And I was trying to do the numbers on the calendar, and for all hell, I can't do a calendar for the life of me. None of us can. I forget what you're saying. Something with the octaves, something in the voices. For us, one of the most hard things, very, very hard things, is the way that when we are switching between parts, it's very overt and can be very obvious because our voice alters between parts. That's not a thing for everybody that has DID. I hate saying that word. But it's what we have. We have to acknowledge this. No, we really don't right now. It's not what we, but not everybody has that with parts. Damn it. It's not, I don't really, I know I'm recording. I don't really care. I don't really know what we're talking about. Somebody else come out to talk because I don't really know what that was. It's very obvious between our parts when we are altering through our parts for that being an obvious thing, which can be very, very frustrating, especially like when we're in mid-sentence. It's something that we've never been able to help between our parts. It is something that we are very self-conscious about, but it gets different when we get settled into a part. If a part is there and they sound very different, then we begin to feel very safe and comfortable. When it's very fast and abrupt between our parts, we cannot do the things that makes us very self-conscious. And so, of course, the testosterone is changing our actual vocal cords. So we've had a very different range of sounds of voices between our parts. And that's not a way for us to identify ourselves because we're not really thinking about that, if that makes sense. But we feel different things in our body when we're switching, shifting, and moving. And so we'll notice that it is very hoarse. Like I had things recorded on TikTok, but then we got a new phone and then the drafts and now it's gone. But like there's a certain part that got triggered out it was a positive trigger and they were out for a while. And then when we switched and they switched back inside, they switched back in and we were moving between parts and altering between parts. Somebody else came out and we were like, ooh, dang, like it hurts. Like it hurts. Which is just, it is what it is. We're very thankful. Again, excuse me, TMI, talking about the growth of genital region area. So if you don't want to listen, I can go. If you do, cool. There's so much like growth and movement. It's kind of very uncomfortable as well. It feels like irritated. The skin is moving. You're literally, your body is changing in a way that it never has. So it's not just that, and this is what we have to keep processing, is like our body is literally doing something that it's never done before, and we are of the age of 29, right? Like biologically born in 95. So this has never happened. You know, our body was one way and then it was different. All of our parts are chilling. Like We haven't had any, at least that's what I can say. I can't speak for every part, but we feel at peace. And we're vibing, and it's really exciting. There's just so many exciting new things. We be sweating like a mofo. Pits be smelling a little different. We have to get a new deodorant, like, because like now when you wear deodorant, the deodorant just sits there, but it always just sits there. We learned that from our other partners. Like deodorant really just sits there. And I just got a text message from my adopted dad, because one of us just asked him a question, which we'll talk about all of this, that, and another one, I think, is, do the adopted parents even know? How is that going? All of that. Anyways, so the pit's like, the deodorant like sits there, and it just feels gooey, but it just doesn't smell good. Like, not that it's bad, it just smells different. It's like, what is this strong aroma? This is different. Like, I don't know. So, but Spud's saying that when we talk, because it's hard for us to identify which voice is our body's voice. There is no voice for our body, if that makes sense. We do not have a voice that we can judge how we always sound, because it's always sounding different between our parts, and that is something that we cannot control. So we can feel it, like it feels a little bit more normal, at least when I'm speaking, but also it feels like, if I have to think about it, maybe it feels like it's straining it a little bit more. So that means we have to be pushing it or pulling or whatever, in however the voice box thingy works, more, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, because it's just going to naturally do one thing if people are on testosterone, right? But for us, it's ever changing. So there's no way there's no way for us to identify. Is that not crazy? We can listen back to so many videos of us talking, but it sounds different naturally over the years. There's no voice. There has never been. Especially over the years, as a lot of parts have emerged, and we've been doing that work with our psychologists. It's crazy. So that's why this experience is so different. And if there's anybody that's watching this tribe and you're going through this, you are not alone. It is very, very different. Whilst some people will know why they're taking testosterone or what, like they have a very certain goal. But because we have so many parts, this sweet gecko here have so many parts, we can't just say, this is what like, some parts can be like, we vibe. We just be saying we vibing. We're existing. That's why we really want to make a video about, it's Pride Month. It's okay that you don't know, because you are not alone. I don't know if it's like talked about enough that some people do not know. They can't know because of a brain and experience like this. It's wild. Love to talk about it more. If there's a very specific question, I need to be careful with questions, because people start to ask questions about our parts. It's like, oh, what about this part? What about when you switch? Da, 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 da. Like, it just is. One day we'll get to that point. But we have to teach people how to ask us questions appropriately, how to ask appropriate questions. But a lot of our parts feel the most safe in very specific ways, which I'm feeling is probably not a appropriate thing for me to talk about why they would feel most safe, because people will listen to that and then poke and prod another direction. So I'm not even going to get into that. Vibes, thank you for letting me know. But yeah, like, we're just existing. Any other changes? Our food was rampant, wild. Literally within the first couple days, all we wanted to do was eat a burger and meat. We don't even eat meat like that. We were riding on, like, I don't even know if I've eaten today. So it went from here to like here. The legs were really sore because we could just feel that muscle was kind of doing its kind of thing. We went from feeling like a little extra squishy in the beginning on our body to it feels a little different, but it's not like, oh, we're bulking up. We're not ones that go to the gym. Could we be? Yeah, we don't really have gym goals. we have to be careful because we also had struggled with parts, very specifically, I struggled with an eating disorder. So there's a lot of things to factor in here. So I really hope that this journey can help people in the tribe or anybody that's wanting to understand parts work and this. People are gonna be like, well, how did you come up with a decision? We just kind of like knew and went for the things that we had been thinking about, like it just is. And nobody can ever tell you about your journey. That's why you have to be really careful about how you say things and explain things. Because if you don't have good boundaries, because people will always be fucking annoying, you got to be real set in yourself to talk about things. Because some things can be really triggering. People say some stupid, ignorant things and will piss you off. And then you're like, and then just take away the ability for people to get access to you and what you are open to giving, it's none of their business if you don't want to share that is. So yeah, that's really where we're at. This is what 1 month in, going in 1 month. I don't know. I need to go look at the date. Somebody can do the math for me because I don't know how to do it. Yeah. So oh, we can't yell. Sorry, that was probably really aggressive. We can't yell. We can't scream. Like, it just doesn't. It hurts. But we can also feel that would be putting a F ton of strain. Oh, our temperament is weird. It was real angsty for a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. And it's still gonna be doing its thing. Like, our agitation is so different. It's like, why the fuck are you doing this? And then we're fine. Whilst as before, we could be mad and it can go through parts in a certain way, but now we just be like, we feel emotions differently, like what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, and then we're like, what the fuck, I don't know. It's really, really interesting. Yeah, that's the next thing. PMDD. We have PMDD. We are actually on a very light cycle. I'm not gonna lie, it literally even smells different. Did I smell the tissue? Damn right the fuck I did. I was very curious. I'm like, what does my period smell like now? I know you're gonna be like, girls, but like, this is really interesting because like I sensed it. Like I sensed it new. Like it looked different. It felt different. Like, yeah, it just was like, because I could, yeah, it was a whole thing. Like, it just smells different. It doesn't smell as like periody. But we're just like vibing now. We have a lot of energy to do things outside. Like it felt more like a woe is me, and now it is a woe is ye. Let's freaking go. Like go on hikes, go to the park, go to the playground, ready to be active. Feels really good to like do things. It feels really annoying to just like sit and do nothing. I hate it unless we're whatever. Our sleep, we've been really tired. Very, very tired. By nighttime, we're out. Before, our sleep was pretty like, it was pretty bad. And now we're like, okay, we're ready to go to bed now. Like, which is really cool. Oh, the PMDD, we have really, our PMDD is really bad. Really, 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 really bad. And that's something that you can get a week before a cycle. And ooh, see, I don't even like talking about this in this way anymore. It feels weird. Everything's changing. So I'm like, oh, I got no fucking cycle. Like the fuck, what is this blood coming out of me? And that was weird. Who is you? It's really kind of like, I can't really tell much now because we have a month with our PMDD where it will be okay-ish, not okay, but like mentally not as bad. Then the next month it is really bad. I mean, yeet, I don't want to be here. Like it's really, really, really dark. It sounds like in a joking manner, but it gets really dark. And that just is what that is. This month we had it. It was a little rocky, mental fog. We felt more of the sense of Spud like not loving us. That was happens with PMDD. Like we're just like, you don't love us. Like, why don't you love us? Like, and he'll say that he does, and then our brain can't process that. And so it's like, no, we don't feel like we're enough. We're like, we don't feel worthy. Like that's what happens with PMDD. So that self-hate, self-sabotage and stuff can come up very, very fast with PMDD. You feel like nobody's there for you. You feel alone. Like it's weird. And then it is off right when that stuff starts happening to the body. And so, yeah, it's lighter because there's growth, TMI, trigger, warning, whatever, with the bottom growth on the cycle. It agitates kind of the skin on the side, like down there, as it's all kind of doing its thing. And it's very, you know, saturated with, because they're bleeding. So it's leaving that skin that's now kind of literally being exposed in different ways. Constantly feeling that is irritating. And it kind of hurts, not like hurts, but like it kind of burns, like itches, but it's not a yeast infection. It's nothing. Like your skin is literally expanding and coming outward, and it's being exposed differently. So it is doing its thing, and it's really fucking cool. It's really, really fucking cool, but it also just doesn't feel really good. Like it's agitating. Intimate stuff, we'll talk about that in another video, because that can be whatever. I'll make a whole separate video on that, but I'm pretty open about this, like this, talking like this. It just is what it is. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Happy to be talking about it. Feels good. And we'll dive into more things, like with our adopted family and what this is like going out and about. We've had our top surgery. Things are looking well. Some of this kind of, yeah, is doing its thing. Color Vibin. Face definitely looks rounder to me. It's been looking real puffy to me. That's just what I say. Like, it just looks different. I don't know how to explain it. You just be knowing. But yeah, that's it for now. And I guess we'll talk again.